What's up, deckheads? I can't believe it's October already. That year has flown by. But fear not, there's still a few more Humble Choice bundles until the year is through. I'm going to review this month's bundle and tell you whether it's worth your cash or is just plain trash. As always, throughout all the gameplay footage in this video, both of my hands are tightly wrapped around my deck. That's right, I play and review all these games on Valve's Steam Deck to tell you specifically how well each game plays and performs on the device. And of course, somewhere in this video, I'll announce the winner of last month's Guardians of the Galaxy Steam Key giveaway. I also have another key to give away this month, Gotham Knights. Want that key? Just leave a comment. It's that simple. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Remnant 2 brings back the intense co-op third-person Souls-like action we loved in the first game, but unfortunately, the Steam Deck struggles to handle this sequel. The game does a good job detecting the hardware and automatically configures display settings to the lowest possible, but even at those settings, the FPS on the Steam Deck tends to hang around 30, until it suddenly doesn't. The biggest issue is that once you are past the tutorial and in the main game, the frame rate regularly drops to 6 FPS, for stints as long as 30 seconds before randomly returning to normal. The cause of these drops isn't clear, but they make for a frustrating experience that's hard to overlook. During these moments, the game becomes nearly unplayable, and this cycle repeats frequently. Battery life is decent for this type of game at just under 2 hours, and while the controls are intuitive, I recommend using the deck's gyro aiming and back grip buttons to enhance the experience. Despite this, technical performance makes it tough to enjoy the game. It's a shame because Remnant 2 seems like the perfect fit for the Steam Deck, but as it stands, it doesn't run in a playable state. Drinking a liter of vodka and running through a snowstorm in your birthday suit, lathering yourself up with honey and sunbathing in the middle of a forest densely populated by grizzly bears, and playing Remnant 2 on the Steam Deck. These are all things that you can do, but probably shouldn't. Enjoying the video so far? Make sure to give it a thumbs up to help others find it, and click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future Deckhead content.
The inhabitants of the worlds we travel to.
See that black screen? That's not an editing mistake. When booting up Persona 5 Strikers on the deck, you'll be prompted to create a save file and then be left to stare off into the black void. I tried quite a few fixes to get the game working, such as changing the Proton version and even adding modifiers to the game's launch options, but alas, nothing was successful. From the very little information I know about the game, I'm sure it would be a perfect fit for the deck, but unfortunately, there's no way to get it to work, and it doesn't look like there'll be a fix for it anytime soon. Jusant offers a truly unique climbing experience that feels both realistic and satisfying, making it one of the more intriguing indie games I've played on the Steam Deck. The climbing mechanics are reminiscent of Shadow of the Colossus. You control each hand separately, using the left and right triggers to grip and let go of the wall. As you climb, your stamina bar depletes, and while you're able to shake out your hands to recover, your max stamina also decreases at a much slower rate, limiting how often you can rest and shortening the time between breaks. This creates an enjoyable balance between pacing and pressure. To avoid nasty falls when planning a jump, you can set support pistons or even use your climbing rope to swing to those hard to reach grips. All of these mechanics feel rewarding and highly realistic, making every climb satisfying and immersive. Visually, Jusant is vibrant and fits the game's relaxing and contemplative tone, though it's not exactly stunning. The story, told entirely without dialogue through visual cutscenes and letters, creates an intriguing narrative that slowly unfolds, encouraging exploration and contemplation. However, something about the protagonist's face design, particularly around the eyes, feels a bit off and slightly breaks the immersion. On the technical side, the Steam Deck struggles to maintain stable performance. Even with the game set to its default low display settings, the frame rate hovers around 30 FPS, often dropping below that mark. Battery life clocks in at around 1.5 hours, which is fairly standard but feels limiting for longer sessions. While the deck handles Jusant decently enough for short sessions, The performance issues and visual limitations hold it back from being a fully polished experience on the platform. That said, if you can look past these technical hiccups, the game offers an engaging and almost meditative experience that's worth a try. Dome Keeper on the Steam Deck offers an addictive and satisfying gameplay loop that's hard to put down. The core mechanics revolve around mining resources, upgrading your dome, and defending against enemy waves, all while managing your time between exploration and preparation. The tension of deciding whether to push deeper into the mines for more resources or head back to defend your dome before the next wave hits is what makes the game so engaging. It's a constant balance between risk and reward, and it keeps you coming back for just one more run. The controls are intuitive and easy to grasp, allowing you to smoothly switch between mining, upgrading, and combat, making for a fluid and enjoyable gameplay experience. In terms of performance, Dome Keeper runs exceptionally well on the Steam Deck, maintaining a rock-solid 60 FPS throughout. The retro-style graphics, while not exactly breathtaking, do their job well and fit the game's overall aesthetic. One of the standout aspects of playing Dome Keeper on the deck is its fantastic battery life. With sessions lasting over 4 hours, you can enjoy extended gameplay without worrying about running out of juice. This, combined with a simple yet strategic gameplay and flawless performance, makes Dome Keeper a perfect fit for the Steam Deck. However, one aspect of the game that I dislike is starting a new game. The player moves around a map, selecting the different options. I appreciate the uniqueness that the devs tried to bring with this feature, but it's very easy to overlook options you need to select from and get lost amongst all the settings, making starting a new game something that should be very simple an unnecessary challenge. That aside, while it may not be the most visually stunning game, the combination of addictive gameplay, smooth performance, and impressive battery life makes Dome Keeper an easy recommendation for anyone looking for a portable time sync game on the deck. Jack Move is a refreshing twist on the traditional JRPG, blending a vibrant cyberpunk aesthetic with classic turn-based combat mechanics, all while introducing unique gameplay elements that help it stand out. On the Steam Deck, this cyberpunk adventure runs smoothly with an impressive 4-hour battery life, making it a solid choice for extended play sessions on the go. At its core, Jack Move delivers familiar JRPG mechanics, turn-based battles, strategic skill use, and resource management, but with an inventive twist. Instead of just relying on preset abilities, you'll be running programs in cyberspace, hacking your way through enemies. What truly sets Jack Move apart is its cache mechanic, which adds a layer of depth to the combat. During battle, the player can activate the cache to delay their turn and guard at the same time. This allows you to take 2 consecutive turns next time with less incoming damage, and allows for some really interesting strategies, such as swapping out abilities in the middle of battle and using them immediately. It's an engaging mechanic that rewards thoughtful planning and quick adjustments, giving you more control over how battles play out. The game's visual style fits perfectly with its cyberpunk theme, though it stays within the familiar boundaries of retro aesthetics common in indie JRPGs. The overall presentation does a great job of immersing you in its digital world, filled with neon lights and technological flair, but it's the combat system that will keep you hooked. Jack Move shines as a portable JRPG, and thanks to its well-optimized performance and lengthy battery life on the Steam Deck, it's an easy recommendation for anyone seeking a fun, tactical RPG with a fresh take on the genre's formula. The combination of accessible yet strategic gameplay alongside the retro cyberpunk vibe makes it a solid pick for fans of both JRPGs and cyberpunk settings alike. Want to watch more videos of me playing with my deck? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future Deckhead content. Station to Station brings an elegant and simplistic charm to the often complex genre of train strategy games. Right from the start, I was impressed by its stunning visuals, which really pop on the Steam Deck's display. The way the world gradually transforms, with colour spreading across the landscape as you connect buildings via train routes, is not only a clever design choice, but also deeply satisfying. It's an almost therapeutic experience, especially with a combination of pleasing sound effects and smooth animations, giving a consistent dopamine hit with every successful connection. The game's controls are surprisingly intuitive, something many train-based strategy games struggle with. In terms of performance, station to station runs smoothly on the deck, with the frame rate typically staying between 50 and 60 FPS, even on the default settings. This leads to a seamless gameplay experience, but I did notice the battery life took a bit of a hit. Clocking in at just over 1.5 hours, it's shorter than I expected for such a simple game. It might be worth lowering the graphics settings on longer play sessions, as the game should still look great even with reduced visuals. For those seeking an extra layer of challenge, the game offers additional objectives, such as managing surplus budgets or avoiding bridge construction. The use of cards that grant bonuses like cheaper bridges or rails in the next build adds a nice strategic element. You can even stack bonuses for connecting multiple resources simultaneously, which opens the door for careful planning and even bigger rewards. Ultimately, Station to Station strikes a perfect balance between simplicity and depth. The combination of satisfying gameplay, intuitive controls, and rewarding challenges makes it an enjoyable strategy game that shines on the Steam Deck, though you may want to adjust the settings for longer battery life on the go. Remnant Records taps into the nerve-wracking, slow-burn horror that fans of games like Phasmophobia will instantly recognize. As a co-op investigation game, it offers a terrifyingly immersive experience where players must investigate haunted locations, identify objects linked to the ghost life, and use them to perform an exorcism, all while avoiding the wrath of the ghost. Adding to the tension, your microphone audio is heard by the ghosts, so even talking to your friends can alert the ghosts to your location and aggravate them. The core gameplay revolves around gathering clues and ghost-linked objects, bringing them back to the exorcism table and performing the ritual. It's a race against time, as once the ritual starts, the ghost becomes hostile and attacks. You can then wait out the exorcism and hope you survive any potential attacks, or find ways to speed it up. I personally find this type of atmospheric horror game to be the most terrifying. The slow build of dread as you know danger is lurking around the corner, but don't know when it will strike, makes for a deeply unsettling experience. While Remnant Records plays well on the Steam Deck, with solid performance and high FPS, I wouldn't say it's the best platform to enjoy the game. The controls work well enough on the deck, and battery life also clocks in at around 2.5 hours, which is decent for a session of slow burn horror. But ultimately, this is the type of game where immersion is key. The deck can run this game, but for full immersion and maximum dread, you might want to save this one for a desktop, using a good microphone, high quality headphones, a comfy chair, and playing in a dark room. On the deck, while it is perfectly playable, you risk losing that level of immersion that amplifies the fear factor. It's time to announce the winner of last month's Guardians of the Galaxy Steam Key giveaway. Congratulations to E1C129. Send a message to the user DeckSHeadus on Reddit to claim your key. McPixel 3 fits seamlessly onto the Steam Deck, delivering the same bizarre humor and chaotic puzzle solving it's known for. With its lower resolution retro pixel graphics, the game runs flawlessly, locked at 60 FPS, and offers a solid battery life at around 4 hours, making it a great choice for extended play sessions on the go. The controls are simple but intuitive, with the option to use the touchscreen for quick interactions, adding a nice touch to the overall experience. The gameplay revolves around saving yourself, and hopefully others, in increasingly obscure and hilarious ways, navigating through the short scenarios packed with wacky puzzles and mini-games. Hidden objectives in each scenario also add extra layers of challenge, encouraging you to keep replaying until everything is solved. With its offbeat humor and absurd situations, McPixel 3 keeps things light-hearted and fun. The loop of discovering hidden objectives and unlocking new levels creates an addictive cycle of experimentation and comedy, making it a quirky yet perfect fit for the Steam Deck. That's it for all the games in this month's bundle, but is it worth your cash? If you're only intending on playing these games on the Steam Deck, then I would say probably not. Even though all the games have a Steam rating of very positive or higher, which is very rare for a monthly choice bundle, Persona 5 Strikers doesn't launch, Remnant II often runs at a snail's pace, and Remnant Records is probably best enjoyed on a PC. However, if you do plan on playing both on the deck and on a PC, then I would say absolutely, this bundle is worth every penny. If you haven't already, make sure to give the video a thumbs up to help others find it, and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future Humble Choice reviews on the Steam Deck. See you next time, Deckheads.